Okay, so in this video we're taking a look at the ZOHD Nano Talon EVO, and actually the one that they sent to me was the Black Ops version, and this is actually a limited edition. I think they only made like 150 of these. It's the all black version. The one that you're going to be able to buy that's linked down in the description is called the Nano Talon EVO, which has the traditional white and black color scheme that the original Nano Talon had. And here's the original Nano Talon. This had the dihedral wings with the angle, and the newer version here has a straight wing along with some other differences, and I'm going to go ahead and show you all those differences, but it's largely the same, but they made a lot of improvements to this new version, which is why they're calling it the EVO. Okay, also a little bit later in the video, we'll be taking a look at these two products here. These are also new. It's a Kopilot Lite, which is an autopilot system, very, very tiny, with GPS, return to home, and other features, along with the VC400 all-in-one camera. That is going to be for your FPV that you can put on any one of your ZOHD airplanes. It's going to work for this one as well as a bunch of other ones, and I'll show this at the end of the video. So as usual, all of the parts come very nicely packaged in this styrofoam, bubble wrap is protected, and you can put all this stuff back in the box if you want to. I believe the wings are the same as before, but of course this part here is different because of where it actually goes into the body, so you probably can't use this on the original, but the little control rod here is the same. That functions the same, and then also the wing clips into the body here just like before, but you can see that the wing now is completely black. And here are the V-tail pieces here. Again, uses magnets to connect, and then also the same tiny control rods here that will control the surfaces here. This one's a little bit stiff, so I'm going to have to work on these a little bit later, but yeah, these are the same, also all black. Okay, so here's the main body out of the bubble wrap, but the motor is kind of dangling here in the back with some bubble wrap on it, so I'm not sure why that is. I think it's probably so they can fit it in the same box that the original came in, because the motor is a little bit different. I'll show you that, so I'm going to go ahead and take that out. Okay, so here's a closer look at the motor. It's a ZOHD branded 2204 1870 kV. Has a traditional 5mm shaft here with a nylon lock nut, and this is a lot better than the old system. You could probably use regular props now. And windings look pretty decent. This is a Sunny Sky motor, I believe. Yeah, it's manufactured by Sunny Sky. And there's a little screw hole right there. So I think you just slide that in there and use a screw. There's a screw that's included that'll secure the motor. Anyway, just taking a quick look around the body itself and see a few differences. You got these grips here in the foam, I guess for helping for launching if you need that. I never had any problem with that before, but that's pretty nice, so sure, why not. There is a little plastic piece here that covers the GPS for that Kopilot system. I think that comes off, you can stick a GPS in there. Got the same bay in the bottom here, that's where your ESC is, but they're now including this GoPro style camera mount that's going to go inside here, and then you could do basically the camera was facing straight down. I guess you could have for like land surveys or something like that. It's according to the specs, it does work with more than just the GoPro Hero 7, and it should work with a bunch of cameras that are similar in form factor to the GoPro series. So it's kind of cool that you can put that in there and then gather a video looking straight down. We're looking at the main compartment here, same style opening and hook, and it looks like the bay is a lot way bigger than before. I think this little wooden piece here is a lot lower in the bay, it looks like, so you can put a bigger battery in here if you want. Also looks like the airflow here is bigger, like this hole here is bigger for cooling your ESC. Same with the, I guess it's called a NACA duct here. This is bigger as well compared to the original, so that's nice. Yeah, so it looks like on this piece here, I think you have to pop this off. Yeah, it looks like it just pops off here like this. Yeah, it's just basically a little thin plastic cover. It's a good thing that it doesn't come out too easily. You might lose it. You may want to tape it down, but you're going to put your GPS in here, run the wires through, and it's going to come out through here and goes into the center bay. And here's the main compartment. This is the primary difference on this model, is now they have a straight spar here in the center. There's no dihedral, so the wing is completely flat, and they are now including a long straight spar that goes all the way across through both wings. That's the main difference on this model. So I guess it'll have more stability in the air, so it's not rocking back and forth. I think that was one of the main drawbacks of the original model. Same servo setup here. You got your single servo here for your ailerons. They're running on these actuators here, and then 2 servos here for the 2 tail fins. And in this model, there's no flight controller built in like there's on the original. That one had like stability mode and expert mode, and that's I think why they're selling that other Kopilot system that's going to go into here. And so obviously I'll have to set that up. That'll be obviously that whole setup will be in another video. That'll be pretty long. Okay, so just a quick look at the rest of the stuff you get in here. You get the same little mount piece that goes on top of the front cover. It's going to screw in here. You can mount another camera there, for example, or something else. Get this skid plate that's going to go on the bottom here, so you can probably land on like concrete or something like that and not ruin your EPP. And of course you get a very nice prop. This is looks like it's a 6x3. Pretty nice. Unfortunately you just get the one, but I've never broken the original, so probably okay to just have the one prop. Okay, so I just put it together real quick, and as you can see here, completely flat wing. Let's see how this flies. Supposedly a lot better right here, but everything else is pretty much the same other than the things I mentioned, the larger NACA duct there. Obviously the one that you're going to get, or the one that's linked in on the description if you want to get this newer version of the EVO, is going to be the traditional black and white color scheme. That's going to be the same color scheme as the original. This all black version is a special limited edition and isn't actually available. So if you're wondering if you can get this all black version, sorry, they only made a few of those, maybe 100, 150 of them. But yeah, it looks pretty awesome. Although I'm thinking line of sight flying of this is probably not going to be so great. Obviously this is going to be mainly for FPV, which is what I'm going to be doing. So let's go take a look at the Kopilot electronic system and the camera now. Okay, so let's take a look at the electronics here. This camera, the VC400 here, I think is designed to work with the system together. Obviously, some people may want a different camera, VTX. This does, as the name indicates, does go up to 400 milliwatts on this little tiny nano camera. Comes in 2 versions, circular polarized or linear polarizing, same with whip antenna, so you can choose that when you go and buy it. I believe these are sold separately, or you can get the whole bundle together. So check all the links down in the description. Take a look at the camera here. This one here is the circular polarized version. So this comes with just a JST connector. I think that's going to have some sort of input power from this system here. And it's a little bit bigger than an all-in-one camera that you see on a Whoop. Probably this way. It's 400 milliwatts. Got a button operation there for changing your bands, channel, and power. Typical Whoop style camera. It's going to probably have a pretty wide field of view, I imagine, what that image is going to look like. And then you have your circular polarized antenna. And wires do come out of the bottom here, so it might be interesting how we can mount this. We'll have to figure that out. Alright, so this is the Kopilot Lite. This is basically an autopilot system. Comes with a board, GPS, and let's see what else comes inside here. Okay, so the GPS here is a Baitian BN220. I've used this before, it's pretty good, gets locked pretty fast. Here is the actual flight controller autopilot system, and this is a settings controller board, so there's no Betaflight or iNav on this. This is very simple, very lightweight. I think you use this here to set your gains for aileron, elevator, return to home, and also geofencing. There's going to be obviously a cable there, and cable goes into here, the bottom side flat, so you can obviously mount it inside the little bay inside the Nano Talon. And you obviously have your connections for your servos, aileron, elevator, throttle, rudder, and then you have an auxiliary channel for your mode changes, and I think this is for your receiver, S-bus receiver, plug here for your GPS, inputs for PWM, and this is for the settings changes that goes to this little guy here. And then these are the cables that is going to, well, it's a bunch of cables here, obviously for connecting up the GPS and the settings cable, as well as some other things. And this is the manual that comes with. It's pretty nice actually. I haven't actually read it yet, but it's got obviously a lot of diagrams. You can do different types of airplanes. You can do a flying wing, V-tail obviously for the Nano Talon, or traditional T-tail here. You can do even 2 motors as well, and then it shows you how to do the settings changes, I think somewhere here. Yeah, this looks really good and very detailed here, so it should be that hard to figure out how to set this up. Anyway, so this video is pretty long, so I'm going to go ahead and set this all up, and we'll take this out to the field and give it a fly, do some line of sight, and then also see how this autopilot system works when we FPV it around along with the GPS and return to home. So that should be really interesting, so stay tuned for that video coming up later. Anyway guys, that's going to do it for this video, and I'll talk to you guys in the next one.